Hi guys! For day 6 of my 12 days of Christmas, we'll be working on the Shimmering Ice French Tip. This was inspired by an ornament that I'll be showing you at the end of the video, and if you'd like to see how I did it, just stay tuned. Starting out with clean, dry nails, I'll be applying a base coat. I'm using Ready for Takeoff, which is a peel-off base coat, and you can use whichever you prefer. Now, depending on the state of your nail beds, you may want to skip this step, or you may want to go with something that's even a little more opaque. But I'm just going to add a coat of Zoya Naked Manicure Pink Perfector, just to kind of even out the color. For the tips, I'm just going to be using Sinful Colors Snow White as my white, and I'm going to be dabbing that out a little bit at a time onto a plastic lid and painting it on with a long striper brush. So just gonna start, traditional waterfall, but more of a chunky edge to it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to make sure that I'm at least covering the free edge of my nail, and then also have some sections that go a little bit longer and continue across all my nails. I did go back and add a second coat of white just to cover up any kind of thin areas, and I want to say even up the edge, but that's not really accurate, more like uneven up the edge. I really did want this chunky and uneven. And now I'm going to be topping the white areas with Sinful Pearl Harbor, which is this really pretty shimmer. Again, I'm just going to be putting some of that out on a plastic lid. I hope this comes across on camera since it's just very sheer and glittery. And to apply this, I'm going to be using a slightly larger brush. I used the striper for the start because I really wanted kind of feathery thin ends. But I'm just going to start applying this all over the white. Finally, finish everything off with a top coat, and as usual, I'm using Seche Vite. So here's the finished manicure, and I'm really pleased with how this turned out. It's simple without being boring, and I fought against my initial impulse, which was to use the shimmer that I used at the tips over the whole nail. And it turns out I'm really glad that I did and just kept my nail beds as natural pink, because I think it adds just a little bit more contrast than if there'd been shimmer over the whole nail. And I also really like how closely this matches my inspiration. Here you can see the ornament, and hopefully this shimmer comes across on camera. It's kind of tricky to photograph, but the color that I finally eventually chose for my tips really matches so closely with the color of the ornament, and it's one that I actually stumbled across while looking for something else. I had already tested probably half a dozen other colors and kind of made a choice that I wasn't 100% happy with, and then I found this, and I'm like 110% happy with this. So I'd love to know what you think, of course, down in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you are not already so that you can be notified for the rest of this series. I'll be uploading every day through Christmas. I hope you enjoyed this one, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.